Hello everyone. A couple of weeks ago I said that I was going to do something new with the channel by interviewing other fans and hopefully showing some of their memorabilia. Well, I'm about to have a chat with somebody, but I'm not quite too sure we can actually label him a level 42 fan. However, he met the band probably 2 years before I did. So I'd like to introduce you to Jerry Pike. Hello Jerry.
Hello, how'd you do? Greetings.
Now, Jerry, for a lot of my subscribers are based in America and Australia, and therefore probably only got into the band in the sort of 82, 83, 84, 85. So therefore they're not going to know sort of your connection with the band. So please tell us, where did you work and who with?
Okay, let me just borrow that for 1 second.
Okay, sure.
Right, I was working in a record shop called All Ears at the time. I designed this label, this lovely elite label, while sitting behind the counter trying to sell records. It's probably where Elite started after Atmosphere. This was the big record. Love Meeting Love by Level 42. Thank you very much.
Okay, and on the label, this has been discussed before, but there's blotted out here, and I know under there it actually says USA. So what's USA about?
Yeah, when we did the original Atmosphere stuff, what's the number of this one? That's
five, I think, isn't it?
The original Daz one, Atmosphere, had USA on it. The idea was we wanted people to think it came from America by putting USA on it, and if anyone queried it, we were going to tell them it stood for Unspecified Source of Acoustics, which of course is nonsense. But anyway, somebody must have believed it, and after we changed and Atmosphere disappeared, it's still there down on the right hand corner. If you can see it, it's blocked out underneath, but underneath is written USA.
And so were some of these original pressings, did the USA was still showing then?
No.
Not
on Level 40, only on Atmosphere.
On your Atmosphere ones, right, okay, lovely. Okay, and the All Ears was in Harlesden, and that was basically a record shop.
Correct.
Yeah? And that was run by Andy Soika.
Andy Soika and Rick DeYoung took it over from a guy called Jim Collier, and they called me in to manage it and sell stuff, I suppose. That was it. I was very young. I was only about 8. I was about 22.
Right.
But it was great because it was among the music that I loved, and I loved jazz, funk and soul and reggae, and it was just didn't know I was working.
Lovely, that's great. Well, if you don't realise that you love something and you're going to work, but you don't realise it's a fantastic place to work, isn't it?
But the trouble is, they can pay you nothing. You see,
because you like it so much.
Yes, that's right.
So let's just talk about the design here that obviously you did. Now I know it is based on a nose cone of is it Apollo 13? Is that correct?
I think you're correct. It was from a PG Tips T card. And I sat behind the thing and I copied that and turned it into that.
So here is the actual nose cone, and obviously this is coming round in a round like that.
So you can get a rough idea of that.
Excellent.
Now, it came with these colours because in the record shop we had a football team called Stanley Accrington. Was it Accrington Stanley?
Accrington.
It came from Accrington.
Accrington Stanley, didn't you? Yeah. Don't know.
Stanley Accrington. There's the team up there on the wall.
Yes.
There you go.
Yeah, lovely.
And I'll just show you. This is the team. That's my son's team. There's Andy, and there's Mick, Rick, his partner, and there's me sitting there with red hair, looking slim and attractive. And that's that. But if you notice the colours are the same as the Elite label. And basically, me and Dennis, we used to choose a different strip every year, and we loved Brazil. So every time it changed, we just changed and followed them, and that's where the colours came from.
Excellent stuff. Thank you very much. And so, when did you actually first meet Mark, Mike, Boone, and Phil?
Because of the Atmosphere connection, the fact Atmosphere was signed to MCA. We knew John Gould, and one day John said, he was on the phone, my brothers have got a group, I'm not sure what I can do with them, would you like to come and see them? We'd seen loads of bands and yeah, great, we'll come down there. And they invited us to a session they were just doing. I think it was either Edmonton or Tottenham. It was in like a rehearsal room. You go in, it was like a stage and it was carpeted, and yeah, that was it. That's when we met them.
Excellent stuff. And now, I've always believed that when they first arrived and put themselves together, they were called 88 after getting on a bus to a recording studio, but you don't believe that information is correct?
No, I don't think so. The first time I've heard it, but you know, they must know what they. But I don't remember them having any name at all. The first name I remember was when they came in the shop one day and they said we're called 42.
42, which was from the Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy.
Correct.
And then
that was so the meaning of life. In fact, yes.
But in a meeting with Andy, it was decided just to. It was Andy's idea to put.
I think the level bit came from Andy. I'm pretty sure about that.
Lovely.
And the 88 bit, I'll just mention that I always thought the 88 bit was because there were 88 keys on a full-size keyboard.
Right, lovely. That's very interesting.
I'll fight any man who doesn't believe me.
Okay, so along came Polydor. So the early tapes were recorded, and along came Polydor.
Yes.
And this was on 1981.
Yep.
And obviously offered Andy a substantial. Well, it's not. It's in today's era. It doesn't sound an awful lot. But it was
7 and 6.
7 and 6. Yes. For those that remember shillings.
Yeah.
But I believe it was reported that was £25,000.
So I was told.
Yeah.
I didn't see it, but that was the figure that was spoken of.
Right. Okay.
Yes.
And also,
sorry
might
about
as well just quickly
there's a storm going on outside. It's killing me. I don't know why, because I really couldn't care less. Let's go.
And so obviously Andy got his money, and so if I can just go to the actual master tapes now. These were sold to a lady called Maureen Bland, but you don't know anything about how, why, or what?
No, nothing. No, I know about it because afterwards I spoke to Paul
Waller,
or Toby, or but I'd never heard of her.
Okay, lovely. Now, obviously, you mentioning Paul Waller. I've got his discography here. Now, in this, on the very, very first page, it mentions Sandstorm and Love Meeting Love, or Sandstorm. But it actually says on here, Powerline, Journey 2, the remix, stroke level 42. Now that has obviously confused me, because what's Powerline then?
I don't know, I've never heard of them. Powerline were a band. Powerline were a band who came in one Saturday when we were selling records about midday, and they walked in, there's about 8 of them, local Harlesden, Willesden band, and they had a cassette. And they said, would you play our cassette? Well, the place was chock-a-block with people, I hope, and we put it on, and it was just a really, really good track, and we said, yeah, fine, we'll take them in the studio, etc. And one of the versions, there were 2 versions came out on Elite. There was that white label that came out, that was Powerline, that was Journey 2, which was more of a sort of echo dance track, and then there was another version came out on Morgan Khan's Champagne Records. So that was put there on the white label, and to promote level 42 at the same time, or more than, I think it was a 50-50, Sandstorm appeared on there. Sandstorm, that was originally called...
Oh yes, hang on a minute. That was the Hit It in the Head, wasn't it?
Was it Shot in the Head?
No, Shot in the Head. Yes, we've discovered. No, Mr. Pink was. No, it was the Sphincter.
Oh, Sphincter Funk. There
right.
You go.
Yes, we've discovered today, and this needs to be confirmed because we've just, from various paperwork, we've discovered that Sandstorm was originally named Sphincter Funk, which you're going to need. I'm not going to tell you what that means. You guys look that up for your own records. Okay. Lastly, just going to obviously Elite Records. You with Andy. Atmosphere itself was a band that you were involved with, and I've got a picture here. So if you can just, this is yourself here on the left hand side.
That's me.
Yeah, and this is...
That's Stuart Cawthorne.
Okay.
Stuart, I have to mention this because people say, oh yeah, it was the bass. Everyone was always humming Stuart's sax line.
Really?
That was the thing that caught everybody. Stuart Cawthorne, sax player. Peter Hines, brilliant keyboard player, was also in Light of the Worlds. Ray Johnson was Atmosphere's drummer. He was my big mate. We started the band way back 70.
Okay.
We used to go clubs, dancing.
Right.
He was a dancer. I would say I moved around in the corner of the room.
All right. Okay. And it's obviously Atmosphere.
Nice
What number did the Dancing in Outer Space get to? Do you remember?
Oh, in the charts? No, I don't.
No, but the guys down in Bristol helped you out in this, didn't they?
Oh, yeah. I mean, eventually it went to #1 in places like New York and stuff like this.
Fantastic.
It did make the charts. We were all geared up to go on Top of the Pops. They decided we were going to wear orange overalls
Right.
and space helmets, so no one knew what we were.
Wow.
Etc. etc. But because it was an instrumental and the BBC didn't want to play instrumentals, it didn't get played the week before, and it didn't go up as high as the Birdie song or something. I can't remember.
Yeah.
So yeah, we lost out there, sadly.
Wow. So you would have been actually on Top of the Pops at one
Yeah,
point, right?
yeah.
Lovely.
You wouldn't have been able to tell because we'd have
I
had
must admit,
masks
I
and
have
helmets
danced. I
on.
have danced behind some band at Top of the Pops myself. Actually, I've been in the audience.
Fair enough.
Lovely. That's absolutely fantastic, guys. I hope you enjoyed the information gleaned from that. Jerry, it's been wonderful coming to see you today.
Brilliant.
Thank you very much indeed.
Thank you very much,
And,
Julian,
yeah.
and thank you, Ray.
Thank you. Bye bye, everybody. Bye bye.